This video is sponsored by Hotjar. Girl, stop. We gonna get you out of this. It's a Clobro, or shall I say, Professor Clobro. Welcome to my masterclass on advanced composition for resume writing. Yes, the one class that should have been taught in college, but for some reason, the critical adulting skills you need aren't ever taught in college.
Bruh.
If you're here because you just graduated and you have no idea how to snatch that dream job, first off, congratulations. Pro tip, I would keep that student ID for those student discounts because they don't really be checking. And secondly, welcome to the other side, where all of us partake in this never-ending scam society calls adulthood. But it's not all that bad as long as you have the proper guidance. And I got you, girl. I've been there too. I'm at my 5th company now, and I've done a lot from operations all the way to product management, and I'm here to bestow my knowledge onto you.
But Professor, what's the syllabus?
Today isn't a basic lesson on what you'll find on a WikiHow page. Come on, give me more credit than that. We'll be covering the fundamental concepts of what makes a great resume. And I'll even throw in a bonus of showing you one of my old resumes. But before we begin, if you've got a side hustle or you're building a website, you need to hear about today's sponsor, Hotjar. Hotjar is a simple yet powerful tool that helps you confidently understand how people are experiencing your website. No more slow manual days of organizing your data and feedback. How it works is that Hotjar builds a visual heat map and tells you exactly where people are clicking and how many of them get all the way to the bottom and to the middle so you know where to place your call to actions. You get live playbacks of how people rage click, move their mouse, or struggle to get to the next page. You can set up a suggestions box and get that quick feedback, or even set up a targeted survey to validate your ideas in real time. Hotjar goes beyond the traditional web and product analytics. They connect the qualitative and the quantitative data to help you discover what users are truly feeling. And they do so in fast and intuitive ways to help you spot issues to help your business succeed. To the moon! And a ton of top industry leaders use Hotjar too. They're super legit, okay? And if you've got a whole team with all kinds of opinions, you know we've always got one of those in our lives. Hotjar organizes its insights to help equip you with the most convincing evidence so that you can rally the entire team and be on the same page. The art of stakeholder alignment. As a product manager, I love tools that help me understand my users so I can craft the best experience for them. If you want to try out their 15-day free trial, check out their product demo, or just show them some love from the Clo community, be sure to use my unique link down below in the description and see why Hotjar is a must-have for any business. Thank you to Hotjar for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back into it. Let me show you my first ever embarrassing godforsaken resume that I wrote in college.
Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god! What is that?
I cannot believe I actually walked around a career fair and handed her out to people. It's no wonder why she didn't get me a call back. Let me be clear, this kind of resume does not get results. So that's why we have to make your resume stand out and shine by using today's lessons. Here we go. The fundamental components of a great resume include 3 things. Impact statements, design, information architecture. Just remember that.
What even is an impact statement?
This is the actual content on your paper that tells people what you've actually done. Make sure you have a qualitative narrative with quantitative impact. Just imagine if someone were to look at your resume and explain to someone else what you're all about in 3 sentences, what would they say? That is your career narrative. And every single sentence on your resume needs to point to that career narrative. Otherwise, cut it out. At least in my field in product, and honestly in a lot of fields in tech, a lot of it is about shipping great product that moves your business metrics for your customers. Now, in these impact statements, whatever you do not describe your responsibilities. Describe your impact. Don't say you
Work cross-functionally with engineers, designers, and business.
That is literally what everyone does in the job. That is the job. But it doesn't tell anyone how you did it and how great you were at it, so they don't have a sense of your skill level. Talk about what you did deliver. What business metric did you move? I have some examples of impact statements here for your perusal, but we gotta move fast because this is a masterclass. Moving on to the next, design. This is all about presentation, aesthetics, and digestibility. The biggest pitfall we see is that everyone jam-packs everything they've ever done onto a piece of paper, kind of like what young Clo did back in the day. but you want no more than 3 to 4 bullets per category, at most 2 lines per bullet point, no smaller than size 10 font, margin should not be smaller than 0.25 inches, try to keep it within 0.5 to 0.75 inches if you can. Do not pick hard to read fonts. It's very safe to go with Times New Roman, but since we are in the digital age, picking a good sans serif font is fine. Here's some examples. Remember, simplicity is key here and far too underrated. You want breathing room on your resume so that it's not like super overwhelming looking at your resume. It really should only take 5 seconds to get the gist of what you do and who you are, because recruiters will only spend 5 seconds to look at your resume, or none, I don't know. But we're in the TikTok generation, so y'all know how little patience people have to get through a piece of content. Finally, let's talk about information architecture and information density. This is how you surface and present the most important information that one should walk away with. Don't fill every single line, please do not. Be conscious of information density. You must ruthlessly prioritize the key information. If there's any filler words, cut it out. That takes away from your narrative and takes up a bunch of real estate on your paper. Sometimes blank space is better than text, actually. Minimalism, they say. And remember that if everything is a priority, then nothing is a priority. And it kind of reflects your inability to prioritize if you can't figure out which bullet points to talk about. Be ruthless, vicious even, about what you choose to share on your resume. Channel your inner Regina George, because it is not the sum of your accomplishments that's being assessed. It is the average of your accomplishments. And if there's anything that makes you look more junior or undersells you, cut her out. Also, guide the reader's eyes. It should be very natural for someone to scan the resume and see the key accomplishments. This is how you indent, cluster information, bold, italicize, emphasize. And lastly, address contextual needs. When you just throw out a random student club or a company that no one's ever heard of, you cannot expect that some rando in the Bay Area or LA or whatever is going to know what you're talking about and how cool that thing is. Also, even when you do add in impact metrics, 1 million views or 100,000 downloads is very different for small companies versus big companies. If you worked at a company that's not that well known, share more context around the company's size, stage, funding round, business model, industry. If you got an award, write 5 words about how the award is recognized. If you led a student club that you're really proud about, talk about how big it was and what cool brands that you've worked with. I guess take it from someone who's seen a lot of brand name type people. It is not where you've worked, but what you did at the places you worked that makes you shine. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our masterclass. Now your homework is to go and revise your resume using the learnings and lessons from today, so you too can go cop that dream job. Let's get that bag. If you need supplementary resources, I have actually just created my very own product manager resume template kit. It includes 5 resume templates, all formatted for college students and young professionals. I also have a brief of my top 10 resume writing tactics with very specific and thorough instructions. I have a chunky list of relevant resume verbs and 10 sample impact statements that you can just plug and chug into your own resume. I also have a special bonus of my own resume that got me my product manager role at TikTok. Check out the link in my description down below, or check it out on my new website. I hope that this resource is awesome and it helps take your resume to the moon. Now that the students are gone, it is time for catch up with Chloe, with all my fellow Chloe workers. So what's been going on with me? Y'all know that my baby brother got into UCSD and UC Berkeley. He went to Cal Day for Berkeley. I took him to UCSD. It was so beautiful. We had a wonderful tour guide, Anthony Nguyen, who brought us all around the campus. The beach is really 10 minutes away. The dorms look out to the direction where Alicia Keys lives. There's also this art installation of a house that is added into the corner of a building. It just plops onto it. And actually you can go inside of the house and it feels like you're super off balance, but your body actually adjusts to it after a couple minutes and is meant to resemble your freshman experience transitioning into college. It'll take time and it'll feel like you're home away from home, which is really meaningful. I also just wanted to thank you guys for sharing your guidance and advice in the comments and in the Discord. It really helped my brother understand from different perspectives so that he doesn't regret his decision, hopefully. So May 1st just did pass, and it is a day that students have to, give their statement of intent. So let's call the brother. Let's call him. Hello.
Hello, sis.
So, what did you choose?
University of California, San Diego. I'm gonna be a future trident.
I'm so excited for him. So that's really the biggest thing that happened. Outside of that, I did go watch Everything Everywhere All at Once. It was such a dope movie with Michelle Yeoh and Stephanie Hsu and Jamie Lee Curtis. It inspired me to also create a film and act, and I don't know, maybe that's just the LA urge in me, but it was sick. Like, if you haven't watched it, you gotta go watch it. I also went to my friend's engagement party. It is a cross-cultural Vietnamese Indian engagement ceremony where we had a tea ceremony, we had a henna party, and a Gordana reception, and it was just like such a great reminder of how beautiful culture is, and the coming together of it can look so vibrant. Also, a lot of these aunties and uncles sure know how to get lit on the dance floor. They are the inspiration for how to live life. So what's happening up next? I am doing a career Q&A for my next video, and it is going to be a spicy edition, so y'all can ask me more questions in the comments for sure. I will also be flying up to San Francisco because the Discord office is now open. I'm gonna go see my team, and I'm having so much FOMO from seeing everyone talk about how cool the office is. I think that's most of it. Thank you for hanging out with me today and joining me for this wonderful masterclass. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to your girl, and share this video to your friends if they just need a little extra boost. Shout out to the Uniqlos. Y'all are the real ones. I will catch you all next time. Bye!
Wickle's a little weird.
I'm not doing it right now.
I don't know how to.
No.